Hey there. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. I am really excited reporting live from my truck again to talk about how self development methods, tactics, strategies, growth, how all of this actually ties in directly to your coaching and healing practice. Now, we think that we're pretty much masters of this, right? It's part of our continuing journey. But are you aware of how you can directly apply it to your marketing practices? I know, yikes, marketing, we don't want to do it. It feels icky. It feels like we're selling to people. Well, unfortunately, it is part of the reality of promoting our coaching services and healing practices. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you're new to my channel, I'm Donna Gilbert. I am a coach and a healer, and I'm helping other coaches and healers learn the social media marketing strategies they need, practices that they can implement so that they can really come into their potential, fulfill their purpose as a coach or a healer. And you can tell I am feeling a little bit uncomfortable today. There's a couple of things going on that I'm going to share with you. Yes, because I want to share it with you, because this is the way that I process information and it's on my mind. And until I get it out, it's going to be harder for me to focus on the topic. So please bear with me. I will try to keep it short. If you watched yesterday's live stream, I also had to record from my truck. I don't feel comfortable here. The back seat is a mess. We've got all sorts of crap in there. I am a nomad. I live in a 7 by 14-foot cargo. So the back seat of our truck is the space to keep many things. It has our laundry basket. It has backpacks. It has these sunscreens. It has an empty box. I don't know why we have an empty box in the back seat. But this makes me uncomfortable. I would love to have that pristine, wonderful, spiritual based backdrop. Is that what you would like? Something, really, really fancy, maybe bookshelves, right? With a few little things on it. And you think, if only I had that backdrop, then I could start creating social media posts. The thing is, we have to do it imperfectly. We have to do it where we are, where we're starting from, because otherwise we're never going to get there. For the past, I think today is day 11 of doing these live streams, and I was able to record from our screen tent, and it helped um, soften the harsh light here in the desert, and it muffled some of the wind. But today we have 20+ mile-an-hour winds. And I don't know if you can see it, but the truck is rocking a little bit. And I am sitting in here and it is warm in here because the sun is shining in at me, but yet I don't want to open the windows because you will hear the howling wind. And so we have to make do. Things are not perfect. But you know what? When I watch another creator, another coach or a healer, and they're sharing their content and things are not perfect in their setting, their hair is not perfect, they don't wear makeup or their makeup is not perfect, they feel more relatable, don't they? And think about it. If you relate more to someone when you say, oh, yeah, my backseat looks like that. My backseat is even worse. We'll compare backseats. Let me know in the comments how your backseat is. Is it something you are proud to just say, here, make room? We actually, a couple of years ago, my husband and I were backpacking, and there was a hiker who needed a ride. And so we pulled over. We were very willing to help. We were actually in Death Valley in California. It was a single female. We had to get out, clean out our back seat, stuff some stuff into the back of the truck to make room for this young woman. And then, we gave her a ride. It was a long ride, and she had been out in the wilderness for too long because she just chat, 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 chat. But it was funny. But it was nice to be able to do it. But we had to clean out the back seat to do it. Our situations are not perfect. The timing, the energy of other people around us. There are so many excuses to not do the things we need to do to promote our coaching practices and our healing practices. And yet we feel called. And what do we deal with when we don't do it? At the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, at the end of the decade, We say, ah, time just got away from me. I should have done something. I should have done more. And we start to beat ourselves up and we feel disappointed in ourselves and we feel frustrated. And we wonder if the universe played a cosmic joke on us to inspire and to instill such a deep sense of purpose within us. And yet we can't seem to make it happen. This was my story for decades. And only recently, I had given up on the dream. I thought, you know what, in my small way, with the people I encounter, which is very few when you live out in the desert and you're a nomad. But the people I encounter, I will do my best to have an impact on their lives. And I can do that just by smiling, just by being friendly and saying hello, asking how they're doing, sharing a little bit of time with them, just moments in time. That server at the restaurant saying hello, using her name and saying, "Hey, Carrie, thanks for waiting on us today. I appreciate it." It's powerful. So every day we have the opportunity to impact the people around us, family members, neighbors, friends, coworkers. And yet, are we really taking advantage of that? And I am going off topic and I'm going with it because I just now feel compelled to talk about this. We are available and able to make a small impact every single day with every single person we talk to. And even if, like me, you don't encounter other people in the period of a day, if you're on social media, you can interact and you can say something nice to someone. We don't always have to be critical. We don't always have to tell someone that what they're saying is not realistic because who are we to challenge someone else's dreams? Miracles happen when people believe in them, when they are aligned with their vision and they say, I believe this can happen. And that's energetically when we are ready to step into our vortex. And you know what puts the brakes on too often? Either we do it ourselves or someone says, be realistic. Is that likely to happen? You're just wasting your money. You're wasting your time. Life's a bitch and then you die. That was the quote I put in my high school yearbook. I have changed tremendously since then, a complete 180, because now I believe life's a miracle and then you expand. Every day I have the opportunity to grow by not letting the wind keep me from sharing a message with you. That's my expansion. Sharing a message with you today from the hot confines of this truck with the messy back seat. This is my growth. And before I started this live stream, I decided today that I am going to live stream from inside this truck, whether the wind is blowing or not, until I feel comfortable doing it. Because I live on the road. My small trailer is very small. It's very cluttered. It's equally as untidy as my back seat. And I don't want to feel like I need to organize it some to make it a prettier, less distracting background. Because isn't that what the gurus tell us? You want a background that is not distracting. Watched an interesting video the other day that was saying that of the three background choices and rated them for which viewer preference. And the first one was a plain white background or a plain background. And that was the least favorite among viewers. The second least favorite were the green screen type backgrounds where it's AI replaced with a picture or an image, in the background is digitally cut out and replaced. Because that's just, those are actually my least favorite for me personally. I would prefer a plain background. It's very distracting when things start to show. And then the favorite background is just a natural, real background. And then the challenge, of course, is keep it tidy, keep it uncluttered because you don't want people to be distracted by what's in your background. They're trying to see what is in my back seat. All right, like I said, there's a laundry basket in there, there's backpacks. Right here, if you can see this, these are dried blueberry snacks, organic dried blueberry snacks. And so we want to declutter our backgrounds. But sometimes it just isn't realistic for us. It would take too much effort. It would inhibit our living experience just to be able to have a space to create a video. And I don't know about you, but that's not really something I'm willing to do every day. So here I am in the truck, and we're going to make this work. So the lighting actually looks pretty good, right? Um, yeah. So there are things that are stopping you from moving forward. And I'm going to go into my topics. I'm just going to hit some key points because I do have notes. One of my goals is to try to be more organized with my thoughts. How am I doing so far? Oops. Speaking from the heart always overrules logical notes, I think. All right. So let's talk about, let me see. Let me read this because this is kind of good. So if you're feeling unstuck, unseen, unheard, unsure, overlooked about how to market your services or stand out online, this talk is for you. These are the points that I'm going to cover. So this is what it's really going to take to feel comfortable and confident promoting your services online. Okay. Um, so the inner journey, it starts with facing your doubts and your fears. So what are your doubts? Let me know in the comments. What doubt, excuse me, what doubts, what fears are holding you back? I like to share a few years ago, I just had this vision, a gift from the universe that said that facing my doubts and fears isn't a battle. It's not something to ignore. I can't ignore them, push them away, pretend that they don't exist. Instead, what I need to do is befriend my fears, my doubts. They are here to keep me safe. My brain, which the only purpose of my brain is for me to survive. It wants to keep me alive on this planet for as long as it can. So I can say hi to people and be smiley and say, "Hello, how are you doing?" That's what my brain wants me to do. Stay alive. And so past experiences have planted seeds of doubt, planted seeds of fear because someone laughed at me. Someone said, "What are you doing?" Someone said, "That's the silliest thing I ever heard." Someone said, "No one will ever pay for that." Someone said, "But your hair is a mess." Someone said, "But you need a nice background." Someone said, and I believed it. All of these doubts and fears were trained into my brain. And my brain wants to keep me safe, wants to keep me alive, right? And so if I felt threatened because my feelings were hurt, I was confused, I was laughed at, I was embarrassed, and my brain says, "Oh, we don't want that to happen. You didn't feel safe in that moment. We're going to make sure that you don't put yourself in that situation ever, ever, ever again." And so because I don't have a pretty background, I wouldn't show up on video. Because my hair is a mess and I've never worn makeup, I wouldn't show up on video. But when I realized what my doubts and fears were doing, just trying to keep me alive, and I realized that this isn't threatening my life. This is maybe a little humiliating and maybe a little embarrassing. It's definitely uncomfortable. But is it going to kill me? No. And so I started saying, "Okay, fears. Okay, doubts. Let's play a game. Let's see who is right. You're trying to keep me safe and protect me and keep me alive. Let's just try it. Are you up for it? Are you up for a game?" And then I would do it. I would get on video and I didn't die. And it wasn't that embarrassing. It wasn't that humiliating. And, I didn't look horrible. So now I start to dance with my dragons. When they start to come towards me, the doubts and the fears, instead of saying, "No, I refuse to acknowledge that you exist." Instead of saying that, I say, "What's your game today? What's your game today? Oh, your game is that if I go live and I have backpacks and a laundry basket and grocery bags in my back seat, that something terrible is going to happen to me. Let's see. Let's see. Let's dance." What a difference that makes. So today I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you to not cough in the middle of a point, to look at your doubts and your fears and ask yourself, Byron Katie, The Works, is it true? Is it really true? I love that part. Is it true? Oh, our immediate response is going, yes, that's true. Is it really true? Pause, think about it. Excuse me. Is it really true? And I don't remember the other ones. I know one of them is flipping it, but basically her work is all about questioning ourselves, doing the inner work to really challenge those doubts and those fears. Are they real? Can we move beyond them? That's our chance to expand. All right, let's see what my next point is. It was a few days ago. I was supposed to talk about this a couple of days ago and just things came up. Um, ooh, this is a good one. This is my coaches and healers. This is a good one. Gaining clarity through making decisions. All right, I need a drink of water before this one. This one is really, really good. You wait. Okay, clarity through making decisions. How many of you have not started promoting your coaching practice or service because you didn't have a website set up? You needed the website before you could promote your services. Now, I would say that's a limiting belief, but if this is something you truly believe in, let's go with that, okay? You can't start promoting your services until you have a website, which is flawed, but valid in some ways. So let's talk about why it's valid, okay? It's valid because it is pretty much the equivalent of the old time business cards, right? You want people to have a place where they can go find you. What happens though is, do you know how to create a website? If you don't, how are you going to get it done? Well, I don't have the money for it. So when I have the money to create a website, then I will start promoting my coaching and healing practice. And then it's, you have the money, but then I don't know who to get to build my website for my coaching and healing practice. And there are all of these reasons why we can't start doing it. And we refuse to make a decision because then you start thinking, oh, okay, I'm ready to make a decision. Which web hosting company do I use? What domain do I use? Do I want to use my name? Do I want to use my business name? Do I want to use something creative and catchy? What do I do? And we get the analysis paralysis and we don't do anything because we keep thinking. And then new ideas come up and new ideas. At one point early in my career, I had purchased 15, I think it was 15 to 20 domain names. And they were all various things, but just I was inspired. I should buy a domain for that. And I would buy it. It was only $20 or something. So I would just buy it because I might want to use it. And I was paying probably about $300 a year to keep these domain names. And then over time, it's like, I'll never use that one. And I would let it go, wouldn't renew it. In fact, the Donna Doyon, my maiden name is Doyon. Well, it's my first married my first married name, Donna Anderson Doyon Gilbert. And I always went by Donna Doyon. Then now I'm kind of Donna Doyon Gilbert, Donna Gilbert. So you may have that name situation as well. When I got remarried, should I change my website to Donna Gilbert? And of course, Donna Gilbert was taken. I'm pretty sure I looked for it. And all of these things, if we don't make a decision, here's the thing. As long as the decision is unmade in your head, you are going to stay stuck because you can't take that next step until you make a decision. Have you ever thought about it that way? Have you ever thought about how your indecision is holding you back? What happens if you make a decision and it's the wrong decision? You make a different decision. You take a different action. You go in a different direction. But until you leave the spot you are in, nothing valuable, nothing expanding is going to happen from that because you're just here. You're stuck. And what do you do with that? You're stuck. But if you make a decision and say, I'm going to name my website my name, so Donna Gilbert, and you look and you do some research and Donna Gilbert is taken. Donna, do you go back and you say, I'm stuck? No, you look for options. You could put the Donna Gilbert, I am Donna Gilbert coach, coach Donna Gilbert. You can do different things, but you have to make one decision so that you can test to see if you can actually take action with it. And if you can't, you make another decision. You explore your options. You make a decision, you take action. You make a decision, you take action. We are coaches and healers, and this is what we are helping our clients do. We are helping them transform their lives by shifting their energy, shifting their thoughts, um, transforming their beliefs so that they can take action. And yet we fall victim to the same thing. We keep thinking when something else happens instead of making a decision. Today, I made a decision to get back in the truck, try something new with the camera because yesterday I had the camera here and that was just so close because I want to be able to show you things. So I needed something, a camera that was farther away, like this far away, hands width, arm's length away. So I had to figure out how to do that. You won't know what actions to take until you make a decision, and then you can figure it out. Marie Forleo talks about everything is figure outable. What do you need to figure out? Figure it out, make a decision, take an action. This is self-development 101. And in promoting your coaching practice, your services, if you want to do it on social media, you need to make some you need to make some decisions. You need to decide which platform you're going to use. You need to decide who your ideal client is. You may already know that. Maybe that may be an easy one for you. It may not be. But if that's one of the things that's keeping you stuck, today I would love to share with you a program that I promote that will help you figure that out. And it will help you with the social media marketing. It will help you how to use the different platforms, but start with one. We don't have to do all things. I am fully committed to YouTube. When I started this journey in July of 2024, so cool that it's a different year now. When I started this journey, I started on TikTok because everyone in the program was using TikTok, having great success with it. But you know what? I did really well for about 4 months, and then it wasn't sustainable for me. I didn't enjoy the platform. I kept doing what I needed to do, making content every day, but my heart really wasn't in it. I am more of a long form, lather on type of person. And either you will get me and get my energy or you won't. But you're not going to figure that out if I'm trying to do short form content. And that was something I needed to discover for myself. Instead of criticizing myself and saying, if only I could do the short form content, a message in 60 seconds. I needed to make that decision and take the action and try to realize, no, that really isn't my style. And you may need to experiment and play with different platforms, different styles of creating your content to share who you are. Because you know what? People are not purchasing your services because of your signature program that's 8 weeks and it has 40 modules and it has a weekly call with you. That's not what people are purchasing. People are purchasing your energy, your outlook on life, your experiences that align with what they're either seeking or what they can relate to. That's what people want. That's the way I've purchased all of my coaching programs. And a couple of them, in hindsight, I can see it wasn't the best choice for me because within a very short period of time, I knew that it was not a good fit for me. And these were 6-month programs. And me being me, I pretty much stuck with them just to see what bits of information I could glean, even though I knew that ultimately this wasn't a good fit for me. Now I'm more at the point where I would say, you know what, it's not a fit. Call it a loss of money, but not of my time, not of my energy anymore. So when I discovered the Legacy Builders program, excuse me, oh, I don't want to do that. Oops, 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 things are happening here. Um, yep, my notes are gone for now. We'll see if I can find them. All right, now I'm a little distracted. Hold on, hold on. Um, so with the Legacy Builders program, I have been in the program for 5 months now. I'm not sure if this is where I had left off then when that just really got me distracted. And it feels so aligned with me. The course objectives as a whole, the support that I'm getting in this program. I am loving the energy of the program. I am loving how I am expanding through this program because I am making some decisions. And some of the decisions I didn't have to make, I just had to go with it. My decisions are related to my business, not the background tech stuff. So, all right. I did go off on a little tangent there and I lost my place. So I apologize for that. Um, so the next point in my notes is the self-development aspect of skill mastery and developing confidence through practice. If you're promoting your coaching services and practice online using social media, there are a few things, excuse me, it's a skill. This is something that you have to learn. It's just like if you're working at a job. I used to work in my background is primarily manufacturing. And you would walk into a new job, they would put you in front of a machine and they didn't say, figure it out. They never said that. They said, here's how you operate this machine. And then they would stand there and they would watch you pushing buttons, loading um, materials onto the machine. And there was someone there helping. Now, I'm not saying they were there for a full week, that they were there for 6 months. Sometimes it was a matter of minutes, but they would make sure you were pushing the buttons right. And then they were available to answer any questions. So if something didn't go right, something looked not the same as what you remembered, you could find someone and they could help you. It was a matter of developing skills. And then over time, depending on how complex the process was, within a few days, within a few weeks, you were confident enough that you could show someone else how to do it. This is the same with learning social media marketing skills. There are little pieces of it that all need to come together, but you don't need to have all of those pieces to begin with. Sometimes you just need to get started. Sometimes it's just a matter of turning your camera on. I am a big believer because for so long I went unseen, unheard, and overlooked. I am a big believer in being on camera, being the face of your coaching practice. You are the healer. People want to know who you are, what you look like. If you're hiding behind pretty videos and pretty images and just beautifully written words, I'm not saying that that's not powerful, but I'm saying that people who want to work with someone where they will be bearing their souls, where they will be talking about their deepest relationship struggles, when they will be talking about um, their biggest dreams that they've never dared to share with anyone else. Do you want to share that with, someone who shows up just, am I holding this the right way? No, with pretty pictures on the screen? No, you want a connection with someone. And I just messed that up. All to show a picture. All right, I'm back. So if your first struggle is that you don't want to be on camera, today I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you to start taking your phone out every single day and recording yourself a message. Show up on camera, learn how to operate your selfie screen, use a selfie stick, do it however you want to do it to start feeling comfortable. Start hearing your voice. That can be a big shock because when you're talking to someone, you're not really paying attention to your voice. But when you're recording a video, you start hearing how you sound. You start hearing how long your pauses are. This is a big thing for me for my um, recorded videos that I do for my channel, not my lives, but for the others. I cut out so many long pauses. I speak a little bit faster here because I do have that anxiety of I'm speaking live. Someone could be there watching me. And I appreciate that you are. So it really means a lot to know that someone is watching. Because when you feel unseen, unheard, and overlooked for so long, just one person tuning in and listening, it means something. So we have to develop these skills, and it is a process. When we've made the decision about, so we've got the doubts and the fears. Let's go back. Let's do the little follow the map here. We have our doubts and our fears, and they're saying you are crazy to go online to social media to post something about your coaching and healing practice. And you say, okay, I respect your opinion. I have a different opinion. So let's just try it. Let's just play a game. Let's dance a little bit with this idea. And so you decide that you're going to do that. So then you get to the point where you need to make a decision. Oh, what platform am I going to use? Am I going to use YouTube? Am I going to use TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of the other ones? Which one am I going to use? And you say, I'm just stuck here. I can't decide. And your doubts and your fears are saying, oh, see, that's what happens. You're not capable of making a decision. And so you say, wait. That doesn't sound right. So, okay, let's make a decision. So I am going to use YouTube. So I made a decision that I'm going to use YouTube. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to create a video. I don't know what to say on a video. I don't know. And then you ask your heart, if you knew the answer, what would it be? And you say, well, if I didn't know how to do a video, I could look on YouTube for how to create a YouTube video. I could look for how to start a YouTube channel. I could look for what should I talk about on YouTube. And all of this information is in the Legacy Builders program, by the way, just letting you know. And you start to learn. And you say, okay, so I make my first video and it is really bad. Do I dare upload it to YouTube? Do I dare? Do I do it? Your doubts and your fears are saying, don't do it. What if your mother sees it? What if your brother who is always picking on you sees this video? You say, well, what if they do? I'm trying something new. I am stepping out of my comfort zone. I am willing to risk a little bit of laughter and ridicule. But when I start attracting clients, when my practice is full and thriving, who's going to be laughing then? My brother's still going to be working that job that's killing him, and I'm going to be feeling so fulfilled. And I know that I'm helping people, and I'll be making more money than I ever dreamed of. Huh, maybe it's worth pushing publish on that video, right? And the thing is, our first videos are always going to be horrible. And we develop skills and we start improving. We start watching to see what could be done better instead of being critical. This is not about being critical of what we're doing so that those doubts and fears start firing up again and saying, holy crap, I was right. You should never have done that. Instead, we're looking at, there's a book called The Gap in the Game. And instead of looking at what is missing from our video, we start looking at what is there, the gain. How far have we come from being someone who was so full of doubts and fears that we would never put our face on social media to creating and publishing a video on YouTube. That is a big gain. That is huge. And I hope that you always appreciate that and acknowledge that, because recognizing how far you've come is going to be a key to helping you get even farther. Because you'll look at how far you've come and say, oh, that next hill, that's nothing compared to how far I've come. You know, the first steps there, the mountain is sloped like this. And then with every video you create, with every challenge you overcome, with every fear you say, let's dance, the road gets like this. I am a hiker, a long distance hiker, a mountain climber, hiking mountains, not rock, not like rope climbing. Some mountains are really steep, right? But you know, trains and vehicles can't go up those trails, even if they were wide enough, even if they were paved or had tracks on them. Vehicles and trains can't go up those because they're too steep. So what do? When we built the road systems and the highways, excuse me, they made them grades, gentle grades for these mechanical vehicles to be able to get up. And that's what, as we progress, it starts to even off so that it's more of this. But the first little bit, it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel challenging. And then it starts to even off so that it's a little bit easier. Still facing those fears and those doubts. Anytime you try to expand who you are and what you're doing, taking a little bit of a risk, being a little bit edgy, and so that you don't sound just like everyone else, you're going to run into those doubts and those fears, the uncertainties. And you're going to hesitate. And you say, let's dance. Dragons, let's dance and see what we can do. We can be the little engine that could. The Little Engine That Could is one of my favorite stories. It's been one of my guiding philosophies in life. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I feel a calling inside of me to do something. I think I can, I think I can. With the Legacy Builders program, I started seeing people in the community doing things that I wanted to do. And I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And then I'm seeing the people in the community doing the things I want to do. And I'm thinking, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And I'm seeing the people in the community and I'm thinking, hey, I need to change my thinking. It's not, I think I can, I think I can. It's, if they can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. And so today I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you to think, if Donna can do it, I can do it. If Donna can do it, I can do it. If Donna can do it, I can do it. Because even though each of us is so unique and so blessed with being unique, we are all the same in that we can each do amazing things. And if someone else can do it, you can do it too. If I can do it, you can do it. Showing up is one of the key things that we need to do to create the coaching and healing practices we desire, that we feel called to create. What was that? Confidence, confidence through practice. We have to keep showing up. We have to keep trying. We have to keep developing our skills because we can't think confidence into being. Confidence is something you have to do. It's about action. It's about experiencing things and knowing that you can handle them. It's not, it's reading books, it's watching videos, it's taking courses. It is all of those things that spur you into action, that give you the information you need, but then you need to take action and apply it. I love reading relationship books, especially many years ago. I loved reading leadership, relationship books, teamwork, how to get along with people. I would read things in the books, and then amazingly, I would start to see situations in the workplace, in my family, and I could apply these tools. Not to teach, not to preach, not to say to people, oh, you should do it this way. I was doing it for myself. Huh. My father, he's been long gone, but he used to really tick me off. He was so negative, so critical. In fact, my first collection of short stories that I published way back in 2003, I felt the freedom to publish those after he passed because his energy, his presence was holding me back. I All right, I'm going to share it. I held myself back for many years because he was the type of person who would criticize me, criticize me, criticize me, and then take credit for any good thing I did. And I refused. I was held back from publishing a collection of short inspirational stories available on Amazon. Um, I wouldn't publish that. I wouldn't do that while he was still on this earth because I didn't want him to take credit for it. That's really sad. I know that's really sad. But we hold ourselves back for reasons that are ours, and it's okay to let them hold you back. But while they're holding you back, you can still be developing skills. You can still be learning things. You can be experimenting away from the people that are toxic in your life. You don't have to stay in all of those toxic relationships. And I really went off on a tangent here. Not quite sure how I got there. I usually don't know how I got there, but someone, perhaps you, needed to hear that. Your growth is your growth. You can practice and develop skills without anyone else's permission, without their blessing. You can do it with their criticism. This is one of the things I love about the Legacy Builders program too, is we have a community of people who get it, who get why we're doing what we're doing. Now, not all of them are coaches and healers with a specific focus on helping to raise the vibration of the planet. But all of them are in a situation where they want to earn money online, where they want to reach and connect with people, sharing their stories, their hardships, so that they can help other people feel or experience new options, new opportunities as well. And so we all have this common ground within the program. And so when we have a dream, we can help someone else achieve it. We can support them, and others will support us. It's a give and it's a take. It's collaborating instead of competing. It's saying there's enough for everyone. And we do this by practicing and developing our skills because we're not going to feel confident and capable right out of the gate. We are not going to, I need to, chapstick is my superpower. I'm starting to feel dehydrated here and talking too much. These are skills that we can develop. And if we need that encouragement and support, if we want to ask someone, would you come look at my video? We put that request in the community and they will do that. They are willing to help us. Unlike family and friends who may not get it, who say, why are you wasting your time on that YouTube channel? Who do you think you are? That's a big one we get, right? Why would you do that to yourself? Who would be interested in what you have to say? And who, I blew that, didn't I? Who would be interested in what you have to say? And so we'd start to doubt ourselves. The fears come in and we go through that cycle over and over and over again. The support in this community helps to keep us motivated. Our mentor, Michelle O'Neill, who founded this program, developed this program, every day she creates a video message for us. It's just a short one. It's 5, 8 minutes, and she automatically increases the speed for us, which makes it so easy. And she's there to support and encourage us because she knows that if we don't have the support, people believing in us, that we'll just succumb to those doubts and the fears. When life feels too hard, we take the easy route, which is the path that we've always taken, which is not the one that's going to move us forward. It's not going to get us up the mountain. It's not going to get us those clients. It's going to keep us safe. In survival mode, our brain is saying, "Oh, hallelujah, finally she gets it. She shouldn't be putting herself out there." But we can't expand unless we're willing to do that. And we can't expect our clients to expand unless we're willing to do it too. All right. Next point, breaking through your resistance to think of yourself as a leader. Yikes, this is a big one for so many coaches and healers that I know. We feel like we're support staff. We are here to support and encourage people, right? It's what we do. We help people see past their own BS, to shift their mindset, to we teach them skills and tools, yes, but our big thing is encouraging them to use them. Goes back to instead of learning, it's all about implementing, putting things into action. Stop hesitating to make a decision, take action. And because of this role, we are leaders. We're natural leaders. We may be quiet leaders as introverts, like I am. Doesn't mean that we're less powerful. In fact, in some ways, it's that quiet persona, that quiet person who has people listen to more once they start to realize how much wisdom you have, that you don't talk just to talk. You speak when you have something to say. In the US, we have kind of broken away from the practice of many societies where they have like the administrative, political, company leaders, and then there were always the spiritual leaders, the people who are watching out for people's souls, people who were helping to improve and grow the community's values, um, the cohesiveness of the group, unifying the group, bringing the people together. And that's what coaches and healers do. We're trying to bring people together. And sometimes the way to bring people together, yes, is to separate them. Because if there are toxic parties over here, we don't want that one bad apple to spoil the barrel, the bunch, the barrel. But this is all part of the healing process and the learning process. And yes, we are leaders. And stepping into that role and accepting that title of leader is critical for us. Now, it may not be us going out and saying, "Hey, I'm a leader. I'm a leader." For me, a leader, like a spiritual healer, is a title that others give to you. They recognize you as a leader rather than um, it being a title so that you feel like you have authority over other people. There are the differences. However, it's still recognizing that my actions impact others because I'm serving as a model to others. And when I show up every day creating these live streams, even if no one else is watching, when I keep showing up consistently, eventually people will start to find me. Eventually, I will start to have a bigger impact. But the first thing I have to do is go past my doubts and my fears, to make a decision to do this, to keep practicing my skills, hone my skills, become better, and acknowledge that what I'm doing matters, that I am a leader, I am guiding people, and I am helping people. Are you a leader? Do you look at yourself as a leader? For a long time, I considered myself, I was the reluctant leader in the workplace, in my Toastmasters group, in the community. I would only step into a leadership role if no one else wanted it. The first one that I recall, well, it's probably not the first one, but the one that just popped into my mind was when my oldest child was starting school. I went to a PTO meeting. It was parent teacher organization, not association, because we didn't want to pay that little fee. Very small school. And they were looking for leaders. And, there was the person who had been the president the year before and a couple of people, and they're like, but we need other people. And no one was stepping up. And so I raised my hand and I said, I'll help. What do you need help with? And one of the things they needed help with was creating the notices to send home about different parent teacher organization events. I can do that. And so I started doing that. but only because no one else did it. And then in my Toastmasters organization, I was a fairly new member. This was back in the late 1990s. And someone had left as the vice president of public relations. And at the time, I was writing my book, I was writing stories. I wanted to start getting known in the community. And the president asked, would anyone like to accept this role? And no one raised their hand. And the next week, the president asked, would someone like to take on this role? And no one raised their hand. And I think it was the third week, he said, would anyone like to take on this role? And I said, I'll give it a try. The bar was so low. No one doing the job to me timidly raising my shaking hand and saying, I'll give it a try. And maybe that's where you're at in your journey, where you start to reluctantly take on the roles. No one else wants them. The bar is really low. So let's see what I can do. Well, the good news for both of those stories is when I was in the PTO, I created a workshop and I presented a workshop at my local school. And it was about understanding the personality of your child. And then they appreciated that so much that I was invited to do it at the state level. And within Toastmasters, I was the vice president of public relations. And within a couple of years, I won the district um, award. I don't think it was first place. I think it was second or third place for the newsletter that I did for our club. And I presented at the regional level about how to create a good newsletter. So you never know what is going to come from just timidly raising your hand and saying, I'll try. So we need to step into our leadership role. It is part of who we are, why we are here. And it's challenging because we tend to think of leaders as being the very loud, extroverted, bossy people. We don't realize that there are quiet leaders, people who are more introspective, people who use their intuition more, who are bringing people together rather than dictating everything that has to happen. We're listening and we're saying, okay, I understand what you're saying. Could we try this? And trying something different. Those are all leadership skills. All right. So the last point is that I really do want to talk about the Legacy Builders program as being a catalyst for self-development, as well as learning how to promote your business and build an online marketing business. It has transformed my life. I have been in the program just over 5 months. I have learned so much about myself. Legacy Builders has been the bridge from my past failures of attempting to start a coaching and healing practice. It has been a bridge to my success. And I believe there are so many coaches and healers out there, perhaps you're one of them, who feels like, I know that if I could figure out how to use social media effectively in a way that feels right for me, that I could make this work. And the Legacy Builders program is that bridge for me. And if you think it might be a bridge for you, I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you. I love doing that. I love inviting, encouraging, and challenging people to do things. It could be the human design projector in me. My design is saying, wait for the invitation. So if you're a projector and you're wondering if this program would be good for you, today, this is a personal invitation. It's a personal invitation to work with me using Legacy Builders program as an internship to learn social media marketing to promote your business. You have a strong message to share. You have so much love, compassion, kindness in your heart. And you have the skills and the knowledge and the wisdom to help people transform their lives, to take them from this level of suffering in their relationships, in their financial situation, in their physical body, to elevate them, to see what's possible, to give them options, to give them hope, to encourage them every step of the way. There is a special need for all of us right now, and people just don't know about us. We are too unseen, unheard, and overlooked for what we can offer. And it's time to stop that. The time is now. The urgency is something you feel in your heart. And my sense of urgency, my goal is to help 5 coaches and healers start to master social media marketing so that they can serve the customers they came here to serve. We can't make a decision. We can't make a difference by staying stuck where we are, by letting the doubts and the fears keep holding us back. And so today, if you're interested in learning, just learning whether or not this could help you, type ready in the comments because I would love to share information about this program with you. It's not a commitment, it's not a decision, except to learn more. And that could be the first dragon you're dancing with. So if you're at the keyboard and you're hesitating and you're saying, I don't even know what she's talking about, I don't know what this Legacy Builders program is, I don't know what I want to do, and your dragons are saying, the doubts and the fears are saying, this is stupid. She's just trying to get your money. This is not going to change anything for you. I challenge you to question that dragon. Doubts, fears, I know you're trying to keep me safe, but you know what? All I need to do is type ready. That's the first step. That's all I have to do. That's the only decision I have to make right now. And then after that, I can decide what's next. If you type ready in the comments, I'm going to share a website link, and it's actually this one that's on the screen, www.callywindcreates.com. The www is important. I broke my website yesterday trying to make it so you wouldn't have to use that, and I broke my website. So www.callywindcreates.com. Because Callie Wind is courageous and lightheartedly independent while enjoying new directions. And if you're ready to take your life, your coaching practice in a new direction, Callie Wind can help you. It's my personal philosophy in life. And it's so important to be lighthearted, not take things too serious. Those doubts, those fears, let's dance. Let's enjoy it. Lift ourselves up. So when you type ready in the comments, I'm going to come back, give you that website address, and then you can choose whether to go to that website, whether to put your email address in, and then start a conversation with me via email to see if this works for you. All right. I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for spending time in my truck with me. Have a great day, and I will be back tomorrow.